Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel where we explore the greatest mysteries of our time. Today we're diving deep into one of the most compelling and enduring enigmas, unexplained UFO evidence. For decades, strange lights in the sky, incredible aerial maneuvers, and close encounters have been reported by people from all walks of life. Skeptics often dismiss these as weather balloons, drones, or simple misidentification. But what about the cases that defy all logical explanation? The evidence that leaves even the most hardened skeptics scratching their heads. And that's what we're here to investigate. We'll be looking at declassified government documents, credible eyewitness testimonies from pilots and military personnel, and stunning radar data that just doesn't add up. These aren't just blurry photos or shaky home videos. We're talking about official records and technologically captured data that suggests something truly extraordinary is happening in our skies. So buckle up and open your mind as we journey into the unknown. We're about to examine some of the most baffling UFO evidence ever recorded. Stay with us. Let's start with a case that sent shockwaves through the public and the government alike. The 2004 Nimitz UFO incident. This isn't just a story. It's a well-documented event involving the USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group during training exercises off the coast of San Diego. For 2 weeks, highly advanced radar systems on the USS Princeton detected multiple anomalous aerial vehicles, or AAVs. These objects would appear suddenly at 80,000 feet, then plummet towards the sea, stopping just 50 feet above the water and hovering. Then they would shoot back up into the sky at incredible speeds. Commander David Fravor, a seasoned FA-18 Super Hornet pilot, was sent to investigate. What he and his wingmen saw was a smooth, white, tic-tac-shaped object, about 40 feet long, with no wings or visible propulsion. It moved erratically, zipping over the water. As Fravor descended to get a closer look, the object mirrored his movement, then accelerated at a speed he described as like nothing I've ever seen. It vanished in an instant. Seconds later, the USS Princeton reacquired the object on radar, 60 miles away. That implies a speed of over 3,000 miles per hour. No known aircraft has that capability. The incident was captured on infrared video and backed by multiple high-ranking naval officers. To this day, the tic-tac object remains officially unidentified and unexplained. Next, we travel to Belgium in the late 1980s. Between 1989 and 1990, a wave of UFO sightings occurred that is now famously known as the Belgian UFO wave. Over this period, thousands of people, including on-duty police officers and military personnel, reported seeing large, silent, triangular-shaped craft flying low in the sky. These objects often had bright lights at each corner and a central red light. What makes this case so compelling is the involvement of the Belgian military. On the night of March 30th, 1990, the phenomenon reached its peak. 2 Belgian Air Force F-16s were scrambled to intercept one of these triangles, which was being tracked by 2 separate ground radar stations. The pilots made multiple attempts to lock onto the target with their onboard radar. Each time they achieved a lock, the object would change speed and altitude so rapidly that the lock was broken. The pilots reported the object descending from 10,000 feet to just 500 feet in a matter of seconds, a maneuver that would be fatal for any human pilot due to the extreme G-forces. The pilots never made visual contact, but the radar data was undeniable. The Belgian military held a press conference afterward, openly sharing the radar tapes and admitting they had no explanation for what their pilots and radar systems had tracked. The case remains a cornerstone of UFO research due to the sheer volume of witnesses and the official military corroboration. Let's fast forward to a more recent and equally puzzling event. In 2013, over Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, a thermal imaging camera aboard a US Customs and Border Protection aircraft captured something extraordinary. The crew was on a routine mission when they spotted a strange object flying low over the ground before heading out over the ocean. For over 3 minutes, they filmed this object as it performed maneuvers that defy our understanding of physics and aerodynamics. The object, which appeared dark and spherical on the thermal video, moved at speeds ranging from 40 to 120 miles per hour. It flew at a low altitude, seemingly unconcerned with buildings or terrain. Most bizarrely, it flew into the ocean, submerged for a period, and then re-emerged from the water, continuing its flight without any loss of speed. It even appeared to split into two separate objects at one point before rejoining. An independent scientific analysis of the video confirmed the object's speed, its flight path, and its transmedium travel, that is, its ability to move seamlessly between air and water. No known drone, aircraft, or submarine can do that. The official analysis concluded that the object exhibited advanced technology and its origin remains unknown. Now let's look beyond single incidents and examine a location that has become synonymous with UFO activity, the Hessdalen Valley in Norway. Since the early 1980s, this remote valley has been the site of a persistent and unexplained light phenomenon. Residents and scientists have observed and documented strange, hovering lights of various colors, white, yellow, and red, that appear in the sky, sometimes for over an hour. These lights can be as large as a car, move slowly through the valley, or zip around at incredible speeds. They sometimes hover in place, then suddenly vanish. What sets Hessdalen apart is the dedicated scientific study of the phenomenon. Project Hessdalen was established in 1983, bringing in scientists with sophisticated equipment like radars, magnetometers, and spectrum analyzers. The research confirmed that the lights are a real physical phenomenon. They are not stars, planes, or atmospheric illusions. The radar data shows that the objects are solid, and the spectrum analysis has revealed that the light is composed of various elements, yet the source of the energy remains a mystery. Several theories have been proposed, from a type of natural plasma to piezoelectricity from rocks in the valley, but none can fully account for all the observed behaviors, especially the intelligent seeming movements. The Hessdalen lights continue to appear, a silent, glowing puzzle in the Norwegian sky that science is still trying to solve. Another compelling piece of evidence comes from the Phoenix Lights incident on March 13, 1997. This is one of the largest mass UFO sightings in history. Thousands of people across Arizona, including the governor at the time, Fife Symington, witnessed a series of strange lights over a 300-mile corridor. The event unfolded in two distinct waves. First, a massive V-shaped craft, estimated to be a mile wide, flew silently over the state. Witnesses described it as a dark, boomerang-shaped object that blotted out the stars as it passed overhead. It had several large lights and moved slowly and silently, unlike any known aircraft. The second wave of events involved a series of stationary, amber-colored orbs that appeared in a line over the city of Phoenix. The military initially claimed these were flares dropped by A-10 Warthog aircraft on a training exercise. However, many witnesses, including pilots and air traffic controllers, dispute this explanation. They argue that the lights were stationary for a long period, not descending like flares would. Furthermore, the V-shaped craft seen earlier was distinctly different and couldn't be explained by flares. Years later, Governor Symington publicly admitted he had seen the V-shaped craft himself, describing it as otherworldly. He had mocked the incident at a press conference initially to prevent mass panic, but he was convinced that what he saw was not man-made. The Phoenix Lights remains a powerful case due to the thousands of eyewitnesses and the ongoing debate over the official explanation. Let's delve into another declassified government encounter, this time from Iran in 1976. The Tehran UFO incident is a classic case documented by the US Defense Intelligence Agency. On the night of September 19, 1976, concerned citizens reported a brilliant, shining object in the sky above Tehran. The Iranian Air Force was alerted and scrambled an F-4 Phantom jet to investigate. As the pilot approached the object, all of his instrumentation and communication systems failed. He turned back, and as he flew away, his systems returned to normal. A second F-4 jet was then sent up. The second pilot was able to get a radar lock on the object, which he described as a flashing, diamond-shaped object with brilliant changing colors of blue, green, red, and orange. As he got closer, a smaller object detached from the main UFO and headed directly for his F-4 at high speed. The pilot, believing he was under attack, tried to fire an air-to-air missile, but just as he was about to fire, his weapons control panel went offline and he lost all communications. He took evasive action, diving away. The smaller object followed him for a short time before returning to the main craft. The UFO then released another object that descended gently to the ground, casting a bright light. The pilots landed, and the next day investigators went to the area where the object was thought to have landed but found nothing unusual, except for a detectable beeping sound in the area. The US intelligence report concluded that the case was a classic with high credibility, noting the unexplained electromagnetic effects on two different aircraft. Let's shift our focus to the United Kingdom and the Rendlesham Forest incident. Often called Britain's Roswell, this series of events took place over 3 nights in December 1980 next to RAF Woodbridge, a base used by the US Air Force at the time. It began when security patrolmen saw strange lights descending into the nearby Rendlesham Forest. Thinking it might be a downed aircraft, they went to investigate. What they found was not a plane. They reported seeing a glowing, metallic, triangular object, about 9 feet long and 6 feet high, hovering or on legs. It had a pulsating red light on top and a bank of blue lights underneath. As they approached, the object moved through the trees and then took off at incredible speed. The next day, investigators found 3 depressions in the ground where the object had been, as well as broken tree branches and higher than normal radiation readings. 2 nights later, the lights returned. This time, the deputy base commander, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt, went out with a team to investigate personally. He carried a microcassette recorder, and his real-time audio recording is a chilling piece of evidence. On the tape, Holt and his men can be heard describing the strange, flashing lights which moved erratically through the sky, splitting into multiple objects and shining beams of light down onto the ground near the base's weapons storage area. The objects performed maneuvers impossible for any known aircraft. Colonel Holt later wrote an official memo detailing the events, confirming that what they saw was under intelligent control. The Holt memo and the audio recording make the Rendlesham Forest incident one of the best documented UFO cases in history. From military encounters to scientific studies, the evidence we've discussed today paints a fascinating and perplexing picture. The Nimitz incident with its tic-tac object, the Belgian UFO wave tracked on military radar, the Aguadilla object moving from air to water, the persistent Hessdalen lights, the mass sighting in Phoenix, the electronic interference in Tehran, and the close encounter in Rendlesham Forest. These cases are not easily dismissed. They are supported by credible witnesses, often military or aviation professionals, and backed by hard data like radar, thermal imaging, and even physical traces. While none of this constitutes absolute proof of extraterrestrial visitation, it undeniably proves one thing. There are objects and phenomena in our skies that we cannot explain. They exhibit capabilities far beyond our current technological reach, transmedium travel, instantaneous acceleration, and speeds that defy physics. The recent acknowledgements and declassification of videos by the US government show that these events are being taken more seriously than ever before. The conversation is shifting from ridicule to genuine scientific inquiry. What are these objects? Where do they come from? What is their purpose? These are the questions that drive us to keep searching, to keep looking up. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. The evidence is out there, and it's more compelling than you might think. We've only scratched the surface today, but it's clear that the mystery of UFOs is one of the most profound of our time. What do you think about these cases? Do you have your own theory or a story to share? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing from you. If you found this investigation as fascinating as we did, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.